Hello everyone, welcome to a new video on the channel. Today we are setting up September in my reading journal, and if you're new here, over 2024 I have been taking you to a different fantasy destination each month. So we've done 8 already and we're on to the 9th destination, which I am now titling on this left hand side of the page. And I really wanted to go to an East Asian inspired themed fantasy place this whole year. I do read quite a few East Asian inspired fantasy, or really heavy on the historical folklore or legends of the area. I have a huge interest in East Asian history as well as mythology, and I am very grateful that my friend Millie also feels this way and we were able to bring this destination together. Millie has been helping me with this entire project all year long. She's excellent at internet sleuthing on Pinterest, looking for the pictures that we need for the aesthetics, and we are going to, I hope I'm pronouncing this correct, Kiata. It is the kingdom where Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim takes place, and this is a book that I read a while ago, but I did actually read the prequel to the series I think last year, or earlier this year actually, and really enjoyed myself. So I'm glad that we've decided to go here for September. We were actually originally meant to be going somewhere else, still an East Asian inspired world, but we really struggled to get the aesthetics that we were looking for. And now that I'm sitting here and talking about this, I have another place we could have gone to, but never mind. I'm very happy we decided to go to Kiata. So this is a place set in a very lush type of world. We've got a young princess who's been exiled and her brothers turn into cranes every night, and there is a curse on her whole family. She's trying to save them, and it is a really good story. I highly recommend, if you enjoy YA fantasy, picking this one up. I had a great time reading this. Book 2 is a little bit slow, I will admit, but the prequel and the first book in this world is just, oh, I just think about them all the time. I love it so much. So you can see on the left hand side of the page, I have put in some aesthetic pictures of what the sort of character base level feels like. We have some cranes, we have some elements with a dragon, a snake. Please do pick up this book and figure it all out as to why this has happened if you haven't read it before. If you have, let me know if we've nailed this theme, because I think we did, and I had a great time setting this up. I admit though that there are some mistakes to come, so what would it be if it wasn't a video by me without mistakes? However, I'm really happy with the cover page. It's everything that I was looking forward to setting up for the month of September. So we're now on the monthly view page, and I have had to condense down the calendar. If you've noticed, I have done the headers all on the sides of the page, on each side, so I had to move everything into the middle of the book. So instead of having my larger calendar view, we now have a condensed view for September. So far I'm using it and I don't find it that drastically different. It's still doing exactly the same function. It just means I don't have to draw as many lines when I'm marking it in, which is, I guess, a good point to it. I am also going to decorate the middle as a border between the arc section on the right and the book haul. So this is where I mark down the arcs due in the next month, and also where I unfortunately have I've spent money on things and I've gone and bought books. Me putting down 3 dots is me being hopeful that I don't get any more than that, but it always ends up being that I buy more books than I should. So I will admit that as much as I love the colours that I used for this theme, so I went with a really oriental based font. It's called Chinese Dragon. I will link it below. I've also gone with a black base and adding to go along with the fact that the title has crimson in it, and I'm really happy with the colours. But yeah, I ended up choosing the wrong pens, so I did use my Anko dual brushed markers, and I've mentioned this probably in a few videos now because I keep making the same mistake, and they're very inky. There's a lot of color saturation, and even if I wait a long time for them to dry, unfortunately with the red especially, it transfers. So I thought I would be safe if I didn't use the darker red. You saw me do a little swatch before. The darker red is the color that I've been using in my dual toned color key for 2024 for my bookshelf at the front. So I thought if I use the lighter red, it might be better. I have learned now that it's not, and it is still just as saturated as the crimson color is, or maroon color, sorry. So you won't see it in this setup portion yet, but it does actually transfer onto the arc side, and I have a huge issue on the reading log page, which we'll get to soon. So I have gone ahead and filled in all 9 spots on my arc shelf. I try to only do 8, and I try to leave at least 1 blank because I'm always known for picking up books at the last minute. However, I've got a lot of arcs coming out over September, October, so I had to get them all done, and I know that I need to put in a lot of effort to get through these all in the next few weeks, which seems a little bit counterintuitive because I didn't even know if I was going to get this video out to you all. I've made a community post. You can check it out and find out a little bit more. But essentially, my mum is currently in hospital. She's absolutely fine. Something horrific did happen. My family is still going to have a lot of stress on our plate. And life has definitely changed for us now. And if you follow me on Instagram, you would know. But yeah. I didn't want to not share this video because I'm really enjoying this series, and I want to have all 12 destinations marked down on YouTube in the very least. The other videos I do each month are just, the surplus really. This is where I really enjoy spending my time, so this is where I'm going to make my video content. Obviously when Mum's home, and she's coming home hopefully in 2 weeks, we will be able to see kind of how strenuous the load will be on me, and if I will have more time to do those other videos, and I can look at it then. But for now, I am promising you that you will get every month in this journal for the rest of the year, but I can't say whether or not the other videos will make it. And because of this level of priority outside of my hobbies, I definitely have noticed that I make a great deal more mistakes in my journal these last few months while I've been stressed than I normally do. Whilst journaling is hugely a way to de-stress for me, I have sort of a bad habit of putting a lot of pressure on myself to perform, and I'm trying really hard over 2024 to stop being so performative. But I want my videos to look good, I want my book to look good, and there's a level of rushing behind me where I'm not even realizing it. I take a great deal of time to set up for these videos and make sure that I've got everything ready. And I know I'm never going to have the most aesthetic desk while I'm setting it up. I am a chaos creature when I am crafting in any way, shape or form, so I already know that there's going to be stuff all around the book. But I do try my best with these videos, and unfortunately rushing is not good. You always make mistakes. So hopefully in October the theme will be one that I can work on over a few days rather than leaving it to the last minute like I did with this one. And we'll see hopefully less mistakes. It just adds character to the book at the end of the day. It's still functional. This page just looks a little bit messy. And it's because of these lines. So these red lines here are the nemesis of this page. I waited a very long time for them to dry. As you can see, I have moved away from that section of the video and cut to me on the phone to my mum, who distracted me, I will admit. But also I wanted to get this done. And you can see I'm using a piece of paper because they smudged so badly, and you can see that on camera, so it's even worse in person. But like I said, it's still functional. I can still write on this page. Nothing had to be covered up to the point where I'd have to start all over again. To be honest, by this time of the night, I was not prepared to start all over again. So this is how it looks, and I'm not gonna beat myself up for it because it's just a journal at the end of the day. And yeah, this is the life of using the wrong pens when you know better, because you've been doing it for the last few months and realizing afterwards, oh yeah, it smudges. Never mind. I do work with it, so I'm just going to finish filling it in with the numbers. For each box there are 12 on this 2-page spread, and I also end up putting in the titles for the stats along the side, which I highlighted those sections with my mild liner. I really like this colour. It's not red, but I feel like it pulls the colours in the page together quite nicely. I would have really liked to have used that paper, that decorative paper that I was resting my hand on again, so I'll hopefully use that in the stats page. But we're now at the final flip through, and I hope that you really enjoy this theme. Let me know if you think it's on par with the book, and until we next meet, I hope you have fun reading or journaling, and I will see you in another video hopefully soon, but if not, with the October reading journal setup. Thanks again for stopping by. Bye everyone.